Alright, so we're going to be programming the crab robot. So this robot is designed to avoid light. So if there's light shining on the left side, it wants to run to the right, on the right, to the left. If there's light shining on the middle sensor, it does this little wiggle back and forth because, doesn't know where to go to. And if it doesn't see any light at all, then it just stops and stays where it is. So we can go ahead and get started. Just like normal, we're going to be including the Smart Inventor library. And since we're going to be using the motors, we can go ahead and also include the DC motors, or tell them that we're going to use the DC motors. Then we need to go through, we'll check the sensors and save those. You guys should be familiar with this. The left one's sensor is 19, the center one is 20, and the right one is sensor 21. So we can go ahead and read those and save them. We'll be using if statements to check this part of the code down in here. So we can go ahead and get the first one set up. However, unlike what we've been doing for most of them, is rather than just hard coding in a number here, what we're going to do is put in a variable. And what we're going to do is have it be this baseline that when it first starts up, it'll read to see what the brightness level is, and it'll use that to see if it's the light shining on it. So that way it knows what the brightness without the flashlight is, and then we can find it with it. And with these sensors, less than is brighter, so or a smaller number is a brighter, so we'll be using that to check. So to get all that done, what we need to do is we need to create some variables for it. What we're going to do is we're going to put them up here in this part of the code, so that way all of the code can see it. So by putting them right here, we're able to have both setup and loops see the variable. That's important because if you notice, we aren't saving any values to these variables. We're going to do that here in the setup. So up here we told the program that these variables will exist, and then right here is where we actually went in and programmed them, or gave them a value. So what we did was we read each of the sensors that corresponded to it, and then we subtracted away 50 just to give us a little bit of extra room. So that way, if you open a window or something, that brightness shouldn't affect it. It'll only be once you shine like a bright flashlight on it that it'll actually change. So our base level is going to be what it reads at the very start, minus 50. So then down here we'll see if the left sensor value is less than the left base value. And if it is, then we need to move to the right. So just like normal, we're going to go through, we'll do comments, and then we'll go through and actually put in the code. So now we're going to do the same thing for the right. Alright, so now we've got that there. We'll do the same thing. We have this, and now we're going to move to the left if the left sensor or if the right sensor sees it, and this one's just the exact same. Remember, we need to make this be an else, an else if, not just a if. And then we'll go through. We'll do it the same for the center. And for this one, we need to move back and forth. And then what we're actually going to do is move back and forth twice. So I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth. So go delay, back and forth, delay, back and forth. And then we need to toss in our else, so that way we have this final close one at the end of it all. For this, we just need to stop. So now we've gotten our code all set up. So now we can go through, check the sensors, see if we're less than our base value, and if so, we can move.